That's what I love about Zac Efron. I get older, he doesn't get any better at acting.
Brunch! Hit it, boys!
Zac Efron, heat check. Zac Efron vacationed in Nevada and picked up Subway. Check it out.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
What's that? Is he wearing a shirt that has Nicolas Cage on it?
Let me see. It would seem so. What is it? It says National... I think it says
Treasure joke?
National Treasure, but that's not Nicholas. That's not what Nicolas Cage looks like in National Treasure.
No, that's like a Con Air picture of Nicolas Cage.
I would even say, when did Con Air come out? Because this looks like a picture of Nicolas Cage in like 19.
Oh yeah, that's not
81.
Con Air. Yeah, that's not Con Air. What is he wearing? What is Zac Efron wearing in this picture? Is he in like a roll mode right now? He's got to be.
Well, a big part
terrible.
of this story, the headline is Zac Efron picks up Subway while on vacation in Nevada. Obviously, those are the big parts of this. He's picked up Subway. He's on vacation in Nevada. But a big thing, even the lead, it's that he looks scruffy.
Yeah, it looks scruffy, and he's wearing white sunglasses.
Yes.
That is problematic.
Is he wearing... Oh, and he's not even wearing T-Pain sunglasses. T-Pain has white sunglasses. Those are cool. This is the lead from Just Jared. I'll just read the whole story. Zac Efron sports a scruffy look while picking up a Subway sandwich to go on Sunday afternoon, July 1st, in Laughlin, Nevada. The 30-year-old... I love when they do this. My favorite thing in the world, when they say... The whatever actor, the 30-year-old Greatest Showman actor, just finished up 4 days, quote, off the grid in Arizona, which he spent with his younger brother, Dylan Efron. Quote, going off the grid with at Dylan Efron for a few days, Zac wrote on his Instagram account last week. Zac has 2 movies in post-production right now, The Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey and Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, in which he plays Ted Bundy.
Yep. You didn't know that? We discussed this on the podcast.
Did we?
The Bundy, yeah. He's doing the Bundy project.
I feel like we didn't do a Zac Efron heat check out of it, though.
I think we actually did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we discussed whether Ted Bundy was hot enough to have Zac Efron play him.
Right.
And we came to the decision, no, he is not.
Oh, I figured I would check in on Zac Efron because it's a holidays coming up, and it's usually around the holidays that Zac Efron tweets something insensitive. Yes. So I thought that maybe he would have he'd be getting ready for the 4th of July with something about...
To make it about him.
Yeah. That was what? What was he? I'm thankful for 2 things: Martin Luther King and a million followers. Yeah. What
unbelievable. Have you seen any of the pictures from his movie coming up, the one with Matthew McConaughey?
No.
It looks wild. They have the wildest looks. Haven't you seen the picture of him like with that weird ass like beard? And it
sounds like you're describing Darren Rovell's Twitter picture. Have you seen his avatar?
Yes, yeah, Uncle Drew'd himself.
That's the best because there's an 80% chance that nobody... That wasn't like, hey, Darren, come over, and we'll make you up like
he hired an independent contractor to make himself look old.
Hey, Kyrie, how about I show up and I look super old, just like you, and then we can take a picture together. Yeah, I haven't seen anything of this McConaughey Efron movie. I'll tell you, that sounds like a fucking dream team.
Oh, hell yeah. Damn, I'm trying to oh, right here. This one right here. He's got blonde hair. We'll get to that later.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
He's got blonde hair and he's got like power stripes in his beard.
That's what I love about Zac Efron. I get older, he doesn't get any better at acting. He's forever going to be in this. What is Zac Efron doing?
Or any better at just understanding what he's doing with his life.
That's the best part about it. It's not like he has a bad agent or bad people in his ear who keep advising him to do fine things and nothing great. It's that whenever you see an interview with him, that's just him.
Yeah. You know how actors do press tours and things like that?
Oh yeah.
I feel like Zac Efron's been on a press tour of sorts with his brother. He has just been spending a lot of time with his brother.
Dylan Efron,
very visible. Very visible. He came. His brother ran the Boston Marathon. He came and he supported him. It was like all over Instagram.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
He's just been doing like a. It's almost like he was like if somebody fucks up and they do a PR tour. Mm-hmm. This would be like Efron's PR tour where he's just trying to be like, I'm a good brother. I'm a good brother. I'm a family man. Please.
That's the thing that drives me. A lot of Twitter accounts, the bios will say,
father, son.
I'm a son.
Husband.
I am somebody's son.
Yes.
I am the brother to my siblings.
You know who always does that?
The nephew of my aunts.
You know what's always also in that when people do that? God, follower of God.
Oh, follower of God. That's one. I always wanted to make that my bio in like a mocking way and just have it totally devolve. Be like, brother, son, friend, like animal.
Well, you would have been stealing Rob Delaney's bit. I know you don't know much about Rob Delaney, but
what did he do that?
He released not a memoir, but like an autobiography.
Rob Delaney sucks.
You don't know anything about him.
I know. I like being able to dig in there.
He wrote
it's
a
like
book.
the Nathan For You thing. Hey, guess what, everybody? Nathan For You's for freaks. It totally sucks.
He put out a book, and it was like husband, father. And then it was just like a list of a bunch of things, and it was like spaghetti, and at the end of it, it was just fucking really weird.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Our pal Mark Bertrand had a great take the other day, and it was just everybody stop saying as the father of daughters or as
anytime you have to precede something with that, what comes afterward is probably not great. Matt Damon learned that lesson.
At best, it sounds like you're trying to be an expert on shit by being like, I made one of the things.
I had sex once.
Yeah, so, and then at worst, it's like, now look, I'm the father of a daughter. So there's no way I could ever think something that would not be good for women.
You know what that is?
Check out this bad thing.
That's the I have a black friend of those takes.
Yes.
It's like I can't be racist because I have a black friend.
I have a woman daughter. Yes. I have a female daughter.
Can't be sexist. I sexed a woman.
I can't be sexist. I sexed a woman and my daughter's a woman.
Yes. Rob Delaney's book title is Rob Delaney, Mother, Wife, Sister, Human, Warrior, Falcon, Yardstick, Turban, Cabbage.
Yeah, so that's basically what I was going for.
Yeah, but congrats on being late.
I didn't make a stupid fucking book about it. Rob Delaney. That guy fucking gets my goat. I hate him. You are blonde now.
I'm a man of my word.
You're finally still blonde. How's
I did like your reaction.
Did I do that?
Oh, yeah,
I meant to. I forgot if I did.
On the text chain, I said, hey, I'm actually blonde now. And you were like, oh, congrats on staying the same.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if I actually did that. I wanted to be like, still?
You did do that.
Oh, nice.
So congratulations to you.
Cool.
I'm much blonder right now.
Yeah, you're
than ever before.
You're blonder than usual.
I am legitimately blonde.
You're having.
Does it look red at all? I've been told that it has like a reddish tint.
It is. It's like it's so blonde that because blonde is the lightest hair in the world.
Yeah.
You have like dark blonde hair, but not in a way that it's like brown. It's just so blonde that it's. I don't know. Like imagine if you took like a clear. Paint or something. Is there such thing as clear paint? And you put on so many layers of the clear paint, eventually that's going to form some like dark.
It's just like a reflection.
Grayish thing. Yeah, that's what your hair is so blonde that it's almost it's like a pewter type situation.
So what happened is I went to Aruba and I used this thing called Sun-In.
Sun-In, yeah.
Yeah, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
No, but that's
okay.
that's. I have definitely talked about this on the podcast, maybe within the last month.
We've talked about everything.
When we talked about that, that's true. We've gotten it out there. With the, when you were talking about going blonde.
Really?
I was like, why don't you just
recommend
do
it?
some Sun-In?
Okay.
That's what they used to always say in, like in middle school and stuff when kids would dye their hair.
Oh, really?
When they would frost their
So I
tips
did,
in
I did
the
a
sun.
fucking middle school move. If I had known that, I probably would have just fucking straight out dyed it.
Yeah.
Because anything that you do in middle school, not for me. Except jerk it off.
Nice.
But yeah, so I just kept doing it every day in Aruba, and it started turning, and I was like, oh, I'll just go a little more blonde, and I just went way overboard. Now it's pretty blonde.
Yeah, that is super blonde, but it looks good.
Does it?
Yeah, it actually looks good.
Okay.
I would encourage you to. I don't know. Do you keep up with sun in? Are you going to keep putting sun in your hair?
No, because it requires you to go in the sun.
Yeah.
So,
but it's going to be sunny here. It's 1,000,000 degrees out.
Yeah, I know, but like, what am I going to just
Oh,
hang
you're
out
saying you're not
outside?
going to go outside?
Yeah, I spend all day outside.
Yeah.
In Aruba, which is why it turns so fast.
Hmm.
Now I would have to like commit to staying outside. Now that I'm home, and I don't want to go outside.
And I
Anybody
don't know
who knows me knows that I don't spend a lot of time outside.
I don't know if there's a dye that will even be that color, unless you put in like 10 blonde dyes at once, and all the blonde gets so strong. Like
That's
that.
a whole thing. I'm not trying to stick with the dye. I'm not going to dye it.
So
this is enjoy it while it lasts.
How long was that going to last?
It's permanent, at least until the hair grows.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little worried as to what it's going to look like as it's growing, because the roots are like the lower half as it grows is going to be dark.
Yeah.
And the top half, I'm going to look like I have fucking frosted tips.
Yeah, you could always use sun out.
Sun out.
Yeah. That's just when you dye your hair black and stay inside. I don't know what color your fucking hair is. It is.
It's brown. It's not black.
It's.
There's
I
no
know
such
it's not
thing as
black. I'm
black
saying
hair,
it's
isn't
black.
there?
I think I have black hair.
I think it's very dark brown.
I think it is too, but everyone says it's black.
But I had a conversation. I don't know who it was with. But
Is that a thing, or is that like a bunny's thing?
what, that black hair
The
doesn't
black
exist?
hair doesn't exist? Because I think I would believe this.
I think I was convinced. I was like, black hair for sure exists, and they were like, no, there's no such thing as black hair. It's only shades of brown.
Huh? Because I guess if it is so brown, it's hard to tell.
Right, and the thing that got me into believing this is like when you see somebody dye their hair jet black, you're like, that looks weird. That
Yes.
doesn't look natural.
Yeah.
So I think that there might be some truth to the matter that there's no such thing as black hair.
Every time someone dyes their hair black, they look like when Creed put the toner in his hair, and that's
Nobody's ever looked good from dyeing their hair jet black.
They either look like that or like fucking Billy Joe Armstrong.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think we've talked about Green Day much on this podcast, but everything from like post I don't know what Minority, that was a song. Yeah.
I was never really into Green Day.
So they were big when I was a young pup. And then over time, they kind of had that Red Hot Chili Peppers thing going on, where like you keep up with them because they're still putting out stuff, and they were your childhood. And then they kind of suck.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, nobody really talks about how much the Red Hot Chili Peppers suck.
Yeah,
The Red Hot Chili Peppers suck.
That is I was talking to someone the other day. They had a similar experience to me. So I saw them when we went to Lollapalooza, and I was like, I'll see them. That's how I felt about seeing Red Hot Chili Peppers. When I was younger, I would have been all about it, but they don't have the same people they used to have, and they haven't put out good stuff in a while. And now they've gone from Metallica's got this going on as well, where they used to be known as being like these fucking awesome badasses, and the coolest thing you could do was go to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
Yeah.
Now you go see Red Hot Chili Peppers, you're like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah. And is there like an overrated singer more than fucking Anthony Kiedis?
I wouldn't say that he's overrated, because I think that no one fucking cares about him. I think they just talk about Flea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel like at the height of Red Hot Chili Peppers, people were like, Anthony Kiedis is fucking awesome.
Yeah. But I don't think that anybody...
But he was never awesome.
No, they were... I mean, they were really good. They had like 3 or 4 really good albums, and then they... Like, this is what old people do. They die. They got... They got old, and now their music has died.
Buying glasses can be expensive, annoying, and overwhelming. Am I right?
Well, no.
Well, I disagree, and that's why I want to talk to you about Warby Parker. Warby Parker has the answer because they cut out the middlemen and sell directly to customers online and in their stores.
That's why I thought that it's an easy process because of Warby Parker. I've only shopped for glasses with Warby Parker.
Is that a fact?
That is... Yes.
That is a statement.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have done Warby Parker, and it's actually amazing, and I love their glasses. I wear them. I did have 2 pairs of glasses, but my dog ate one of them, so now I only have 1 pair.
That's what they all say.
But they are Warby Parker. If you want high quality, great looking eyewear at a fraction of the usual price, you should go to Warby Parker. Their prescription glasses start at $95. This includes frames, lenses, and coatings. The people behind Warby Parker feel that glasses should not cost more than your phone, and you might be thinking, how can you possibly buy eyeglasses online? I don't know who would think that.
Who has that concern?
I don't know who would think that. You can buy fucking anything
I don't know. The internet seems kind of crazy.
You can buy anything online. So, how can you possibly buy glasses online? Well, with Warby Parker's completely free home try-on program, you can. Order 5 pairs of glasses online. Actually, you don't even have to order 5 pairs. You select 5 pairs of glasses online, and you have them shipped directly to your home or office, and then you have 5 days to try them on and show them to friends and family for an honest opinion on what looks best. It's 100% free and really easy. When you find a pair of glasses that you like, go to warbyparker.com/brunch and order your favorite pair. Or pairs. You can select more than one if you want. Be a baller. Go for it. Order your favorite pair. They'll even call your doctor if you don't have a prescription handy. Go to warbyparker.com. That's WARBY Parker.com/brunch to get started with a free home try-on. That's warbyparker.com/brunch.
Great things happen if you do that. So, can't recommend it enough. Warby Parker, where dreams come true. They haven't used that yet, but they're going to.
Go to sleep.
We've gotten what's that from?
It's the, remember?
Oh yeah, Lisa. Go to sleep.
Yeah. Warby Parker. Go to sleep.
I love making up
Giving taglines.
Yeah, I just love doing it. I haven't been told to do this yet, but we have where I work. We have a thing called the Ford touchscreen. So we'll do some segments over at the Ford touchscreen, and I always say, "We're here at the Ford touchscreen. Ford, touch the screen," and then.
I think one of your favorite things to do, and it's rubbed off on me, is just to completely sabotage anybody who wants to give you money.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. That's definitely a thing that I do.
It is with work, with podcast sponsors. We are the worst podcast at simply reading anything and trying to get money.
You know why? We're fucking bad boys. We're trashing it. You give us a nice hotel room, you know what we're going to do? We're going to trash it. We're going to trash the hotel room.
It's so funny because we spend so long trying to do anything to get sponsors.
Yeah.
We're like, man, how are we going to get sponsors? Should we reach out to sponsors? Should we ask?
And then we got sponsors, and
now we got the sponsors fucking rolling in, and every week we're like, shit, forgot to do the read.
We took the first sponsor check and bought some leather jackets. We just saw Sicario 2. How about that?
We sure did. And I was very, very excited. You know, I forced you to watch Sicario.
Yeah.
I loved Sicario. Wildly disappointed by the sequel.
I had not heard anything about Sicario 2. I'd seen the preview a million times. Adios. And I knew nothing about it going in other than that I had seen Sicario as well. I'm going to say I liked Sicario. I liked Sicario 2. I liked it more than I liked the first one.
That's crazy.
But I knew while watching it, I was like, oh, I bet people who liked Sicario fucking hate this movie. And then when the movie ended, we walked out, and you were like, I didn't like that movie. I was like, I didn't think you were gonna.
Why did you think it during the movie?
Because it was a lot of it was very slow, and it was like a lot of build up.
But that's not to say that the first one wasn't slow.
Well, that's the thing. Taylor
either.
Sheridan likes to be slow,
right?
But it was
methodical,
right? It was build up to nothing too exciting, but I was fine with that, and it had a cool ambush scene. There was only one cool part of this movie. It was the ambush scene, and the ambush scene was cool.
The ambush scene was cool, but that was like the only I wouldn't say that you said that it was like a bad action movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify Sicario as action
Yeah, like
movie.
there's not enough action.
Like the first one wasn't. I wouldn't say that was an action movie. I would say that was like a thriller.
Yeah.
It was like sort of. I think the thing that I liked the most about the original Sicario was that it was like a thriller that was also like kind of a character study.
Mm-hmm.
Like Emily Blunt's character was like the main focal point of that movie, like her being thrown into that situation and sort of the way that like her character adjusted to
seeing how the big dogs really do things.
Yeah, and so I thought that they did that extremely well in the first one, and there was nothing like that in number 2. It was just Josh Brolin and what's his name? Benicio del Toro. Yeah. And like there was nothing like that. It was just them two. And I would say I had some issues with the script, mainly that there was really no sort of like character development, or like I wasn't invested in it at all.
Yeah, there was it did kind of just float around, because you're right. In Sicario, it was about Emily Blunt seeing, like, kind of being thrust into this thing. In Wind River, it's Elizabeth Olsen kind of in the same situation. Yeah. Like, usually, like, a young cop who's being thrown into this situation with people who are used to being around fucking monsters, and they're not used to being around monsters. This is just kind of a look at the monsters,
right?
And they don't. There's like there was a lot of gunfire, but there weren't a lot of like bad guys. You know, like there wasn't much of like the push and pull. There's the woman from 40-Year-Old Virgin and Get Out.
Yeah,
she's kind of. Busting balls, but other
she was
than that,
like she was just the anti-hero, and like she was the only real anti-hero in that. So
like
movie.
Other than a little bit of red tape and typical kind of police and like generic bad guys stuff, there wasn't like a big villain or anything.
No, and again there just wasn't like any trajectory for the main characters. Like, what do you learn about Brolin's character in this movie that you didn't find out in the first one? What do you learn about Benicio del Toro's character that you didn't know in the first one? Only that he has a daughter that was deaf.
Well, the Benicio thing, I think, is by design. They don't even ever tell you his name, right?
I think they do, but I understand your point. Like, he's supposed to be the mysterious guy who just kind of is a lone wolf who operates on his own.
And I liked at first...
but even then, like, his motivations in this movie were sort of muddy.
There's a lot that that's left to be learned about his character, because there was this scene after. So at one point he gets shot and he survives, and he's trying to get out of this situation he's in.
Which fucking ridiculous.
And as he was going through it, I was like, "Huh." I just assumed that he was like a Jack Bauer thing where he can do everything, or like a Liam Neeson in Taken type situation where he knows his way out of everything. He's smarter than everybody else. And then I was like, do we necessarily know that? He's just like a guy.
Yeah, I don't really like think of him in that way. Like he's not a guy who can do everything on his own. Like he's not a fucking Liam Neeson character, but like he is a guy who can manipulate and stay 2 steps ahead of most other people because he knows that world almost better than anybody.
I did like that they gave the reins to Brolin once Emily Blunt wasn't involved anymore, because I could just fucking watch Josh Brolin all day.
I love him.
His hair was distracting. I don't know if you noticed. His haircut kept going up and down. Like, the length of his hair from scene to scene would go... This happened one time with John Travolta, I think. He was at an awards show, and he had short hair, and the next morning he was on, like, Regis, and he had long hair, and everyone was like, what
happened there?
What's... Yeah.
Put some sun in?
Right, yeah. He had a little bit of that going on.
Okay. Well, he did have a beard at the beginning of the movie, and then he didn't have a beard.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the right order, at least.
Right. The beard didn't come back, but I thought that he looked pretty damn good with the beard.
He always looks good. I need to go back through Josh Brolin's catalog because...
Have you ever seen No Country for Old Men?
I think I started to, and I was like... "Ugh."
Really? That is one of my fucking favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. But, yeah, what else is he in? Well, I mean, I've always seen him and been like, "Oh, what's up, Josh Brolin?"
Only the Brave.
Only the Brave is.
Deadpool
I was going to
2.
say that movie's fire, but
Problematic.
He's in Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's the bad guy in Deadpool 2.
Ooh, he's not often a bad guy.
Yeah, well, not to spoil anything, but he's
Old Country for No Men.
Yeah, no, he's the villain who becomes the anti-hero.
Ah, that seems like a lot to keep track of.
Yes.
But if Josh Brolin's involved, then I'm on board.
But Sicario 2 definitely missed the mark for me, and it missed Emily Blunt.
Did people not like it, by the way?
No, I tweeted it out, and I got our pal Jeff Lowe said that he thought that it was fine, but definitely not as good as the first, which that is not a take that I disagree with.
Yeah.
I would say, so like
you didn't think it was terrible. Yeah.
Right. Expectations definitely sort of set the bar really, really high because, again, I love fucking Sicario. And maybe I have to watch this one over again because when I watched the first one, I had it at like a B level, and then I bumped it up upon second watch. I really liked it the second time that I watched it. So maybe I have to give this another shot or another watch, but for me, I think it's like right now I would put it at like a C level, which is that's if you're fucking 2 grades down.
Yeah,
that's really disappointing. And so I think
they
that
set
it's
up
fine.
a third one.
They did set up a third one, but like
that fucking
the ending was so
that I'll
fucking
give you.
lame.
It had yes, that is a good way of putting it. It had the lamest ending. Like we always say like, oh, that's lame, that's stupid, that's lame. Think about
like
what lame means. That's what the lame is a good fucking way of describing it.
Like I believe that this movie could have been saved with a really good ending, and I was waiting for it. I was like, okay, I'm waiting for this to get saved. Then when the ending started to unfold and that last scene, I was in my chair in the theater and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those slow endings where it's like you kind of see it coming and you're just waiting for the credits to show up, and I was like, please don't fucking show the credits. Please don't fucking show the credits. And the credits showed up. And the theater was dead fucking silent.
Yeah,
nobody was expecting it to end there.
I imagine that everybody left and was like, "That was lame."
Yeah, it's especially lame because it does the whole like 1 year later thing.
Yeah,
I fucking hate when movies do that.
Yeah,
unless like it does 1 year later and really tidies things up in a pretty efficient manner.
Yeah.
Then I usually don't like when that happens, and this definitely wasn't a case of that.
Well, because typically a movie takes place over the course of between 2 days and like a year. And then to put in, it's like when you go to breakfast and the options for a side are like you could have some fruit or you could have a bagel. You can't give me another whole fucking breakfast? A bagel is a breakfast on its own. So they cover all this ground in the movie, and then they're like, all right, now, one movie that you just watched later. One more 2 hours and 2 minutes of your life.
You just missed a whole nother movie.
Half of the movie.
You just missed a whole nother movie, and here's the ending to that movie.
Yeah. They need to just show enough stuff that naturally has changed over the course of a year when they do 1 year later. Like, I don't know, like one of them like has developed like a skin condition or something.
Well, this one was a person got tattoos.
A lot of tattoos.
Person got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah. That character, by the way. So there was a kid character, and he was pretty important, and he sucked.
He sucked for sure. You know how you
and then the
talking,
ending was making it all about him, which made it even. That was the only time
he sucked, and he disappeared for like 40 minutes in the movie. So much so that I forgot that his fucking character existed. And then they brought him back, and that's a directorial fucking error, or at least an editing error. When you fucking let somebody slip for 40 minutes, especially when they're that important to the fucking storyline. I will say, that character sucked. But had they gone in on that character and gone from that angle and shown, so it's about like it's a kid who gets involved with the cartel, and it kind of tells a story about how people come to be in the cartel, like how you get roped in.
Yeah,
that would have interested me a lot.
I was in the beginning of the movie, they set that up, and you're like, oh, this. I remember thinking, I was like, this is not what I thought this movie was going to be about. And I'm very interested in this because I don't know anything about this. And, I agree. They didn't do it enough. And then they just had him sporadically in the movie doing kind of important things. And you're like, this is a main character, it seems.
Right. And there's no, like, lesson that gets taught to that person. Like,
well, I think that's the lesson in and of itself. Like, when you get in the game, it all happens very quick. And then before you know it, like, you're...
Yeah, but like I didn't like the way that they approached it and executed it. I liked the way that they did it in the first movie when they had the crooked cop, the dirty cop. They started off with like his family, and then they showed him like being a cop, and then you find out that he's tied to the cartel in the first one. I thought that the way that they did that was pretty effective. But this time around, I would have been interested in that character had they done a better job with it, had they sort of spent more time on that story, and had they had a fucking better kid playing the role, because that kid sucked.
On the subject of the kid, the one laugh out loud, unintentional laugh out loud part of the movie was they rope up, they get Benicio's character, they're going to kill him, and it's a bunch of bad guys standing around, and the ringleader hands a gun to one of the young men, and he says, "Here you go, kill this guy." So the kid walks up, and he's a little nervous, and he's afraid to do it, and he's holding the gun up to him, and then once the music builds up, and it's time to pull the trigger, or else the music's going to stop, and it's going to be awkward, the music stops. And the kid looks at the bad guy and is like, "Sorry, I'm not going to kill it. Sorry, can't do it." What the fuck do you think is going to happen next, you stupid kid? They killed that kid so quickly.
Oh yeah.
If you get far enough along,
where you're with the guys and they hand you a gun,
you got to do everything they say.
Man.
Like I'm obviously not encouraging murder, but that kid had to commit murder.
Oh, absolutely. If he did not see, and he handed the gun back, and he just kind of stood there and was like, "Oh, wonder what happens next,"
and did not seem worried.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Also, there was a few of those moments, honestly. The movie opens up with a lot of suicide bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one of the scenes happens in a supermarket, and there's a mother and her daughter what the fuck? She walked towards the suicide bomber.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Basically, the rest of the movie, I was thinking about that dilemma. She was probably within the blast. They were standing within the blast range of this guy, and he was standing near the exit. So it was either run past him to try to get to freedom, or stay where you are and probably die.
No,
and she went really,
no, because the 3 bombs had already gone off in the supermarket. Yeah, they were standing by the front glass.
Yeah,
storefront.
And then she was trying to get out, and then she saw him.
Yeah, but all the fucking windows were blown out in front of her.
So you're saying
she could have just ran through.
Oh, yeah.
She could have ran the other way in the opposite direction away from him through the glass windows that had already been blown out of the front of the store.
Yeah, that was some upsetting. The first 5 minutes of the movie, I forgot about that, were pretty upsetting. Equally upsetting was the fact that I thought I had figured out when movies start 20 minutes after the scheduled time. It's usually to the minute. It's 20 minutes after.
I will say we went on. This is opening week, not opening weekend.
Yes. So this is
within the first week of a movie coming out. The previews are always longer.
Longer than 20 minutes.
This one was longer than I expected.
Wow.
And you had
this was 27 minutes.
That's how long it took.
That's crazy.
That's a long time. You were worried. You were thinking about skipping the showing because you weren't going to make it.
Yeah, because I was going to be late. Yeah,
and you caught me at the fucking concession stand. I've I've perfected the art of showing up just in time to catch like the last preview and be in my seat, and I'm very proud of that. It's something that I hold dear to my heart.
But don't do it too often.
No, what do you mean? I do it every time.
You want to see the previews.
No,
I do it. I would say I do it 80% of the time. But sometimes if I can, I'm like, yeah, I'll get there and see 20 minutes of whatever.
The thing is I usually see most of the previews.
Yeah, I don't like watching trailers online.
Really?
I'm kind of out on that.
Ooh,
yeah, I like seeing.
Like
I like that
surprised.
being part of my notes, being like, because I wouldn't have seen the preview for book club. Nobody would have tweeted like, "Oh, check out this preview for like fucking Mary Steenburgen,
the horny old ladies club."
Yeah.
Fucking Golden Girls.
Yeah.
The Moist Golden Girls.
I would not. They
should have named that movie Moist Golden Girls.
My big fat
moist
golden
ladies.
moist day.
So I showed up and I was about 15 minutes late, which is about usual, and I needed chicken tenders because I had not eaten.
Jelly.
I got the AMC chicken tenders, but I was stuck behind some fucking lady in line, and I was doing good on time. I was going to make it. And you have to give like 5 minutes of leeway for them to make those chicken tenders. The lady in front of me in line, the cashier was like, "Hey, are you a member of our AMC Stubs program?" And he was like, "It's free to join." And she was like, "Huh.
Oh my God.
Tell me more about
Jesus.
this." And she it was a full Q&A. A full fucking Q&A about the AMC Stubs program. Like 90 questions. And I was sitting behind her and I was just like, "Are you fucking
Do it online
serious?
later, do it online later, do it online later." Jesus.
And the most frustrating thing too is that there was probably 4 or 5 people behind the counter and only one register was being used. Oh. And so I was like, "What the fuck? Are you kidding me?" And the guy behind...
But the twins were there.
The twins?
Yeah, 2 of the concession stand guys there are twins, and they have the same tattoos.
Oh, okay.
I've asked them about it.
What does that make a difference for me?
I'm saying they could have had other lines open.
Yeah, there definitely could have been other lines opened.
They were staffed plentifully.
So I had to go through this whole fucking AMC's Ask Me Anything in line, and goddamn
AMC
and then,
AMA.
And then I got to the register, and I was like, "Hey, how long's the wait for chicken tenders?" And the guy looked really confused, looked behind him, and he goes, "No wait." And so I was like, "Huh. All right, then give me some chicken tenders," because they had like a display of those boxes under like a heat lamp, and so I was like, "Oh, they must have the chicken tenders in those boxes." So I asked. We were fucking late.
Yeah.
We were really cutting it close in time. So I was like, "Okay, I'll take a box of chicken tenders." He's like, "Okay, just stand over there and they'll be ready in about 5 minutes." And I was like, the guy thought that I meant like, "Hey, how many people in line for chicken tenders right now?" Like I was fucking
really?
Yeah, like I was waiting for a table at a restaurant.
I thought that he was thinking like, "Hey, how long is the wait for you to start making the chicken tenders?" "Oh, no, I'll do it right now. And then within 20 minutes, they'll be ready." Yeah, no wait at all.
No, I think this guy, because he looked behind him and was like...
Was this one of the twins?
No.
Huh.
And he was
the
like...
twins are smarter than this.
And he was like, every time you say the twins, I always think of
the twins.
Yeah. And so he looked behind him and he thought that I was fucking like asking for a reservation for a table at AMC goddamn diner. And he was like, "Oh, no, wait, just come right on through."
Jesus.
So I was very stressed and very annoyed.
And by now I had arrived for this movie I was supposed to be quite late for.
You could have beat me into the theater.
I actually arrived from work where I had done quite... I just work like inside jokes and things that just like you and I say into my work, and nobody... How far along are you in Arrested Development?
I'm about a season and a half in.
Okay, so have you seen much stuff with James Lipton's character yet?
No.
He's the warden of the prison, and
he's the guy who loves the arts.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And he has a script that he wrote. He has a screenplay, and he's always referencing it, and he's always talking about his script and his screenplay. And there's one scene where he says like, oh, well, I suppose blah, blah. And it's like a very specific reference and nobody knows what he's talking about. And then the scene continues and you pick this up like the 20th time you've seen this episode. He's walking out and very quietly you hear and see him throw up his hands and go, I don't know why I assume everyone's read my screenplay.
That's us with the podcast.
Yes. So we were talking. I had to read a quote from Danny Ainge about Robert Williams. Because he missed. Did you know?
Oh yeah.
He's only had to
on
do
strike
two
2
things, and he's missed both of them.
Missed
He's
a
had
conference
to do a press
call.
conference. Yeah, a conference call, and he has to go to practice for summer league. Missed both of those. So the quote was like. But like we have faith in Robert. So I read it as like we have faith in Robert, and nobody knew what I was talking about.
That is hilarious that he's like strike 2 on the first 2 tasks.
But here's my take on him. He's got to be so fucking good at basketball that he's this big of an idiot, and he still got drafted
in the first round.
in the first round.
Didn't Fab Melo get drafted in the first round?
Yeah, well, if you get picked outside of the top 5, you could be anybody.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Also, Fab Melo's dead.
Fab Melo is dead. I was
wild
pretty
thing.
sure of that, and I looked it up recently to confirm, and he is still dead. What's crazy is he died at age like I don't know, 24 of natural causes.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that happen?
I have no idea.
Is it just because he's so tall?
He's not that tall. Yao Ming's still alive.
That's true, wasn't? But
Shaquille O'Neal's still alive.
I don't know how tall Fab Melo was. He was like 7'2", something crazy.
He wasn't like absurdly tall.
Right, but I don't know. He he's dead now.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. In other movie news, this is very exciting for me. I knew that it was coming out, but it was so far out of my mind. I didn't realize until the other day. The Purge comes out tomorrow now. Today, Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be because of July 4th.
Because it's 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's when they have these movies come out. Because America has gotten so fucked that The Purge is like, you know what? Let's put out these movies about America being super fucking crazy on the American holiday because it's not too unrealistic anymore.
Right. That movie's gonna suck. It's gonna suck really bad.
They all suck.
No, I know that,
Love
but like this one, we approached this one like holy shit, they got real actors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, they got real actors, and it looks like they might be making a real political commentary in this one.
Yeah.
And well, I mean they all are political commentary, but like this one is really sort of honing in on like the first Purge and why it started, and basically it's a social commentary, political commentary. But this has not been advertised at all.
Yeah, what happened?
It must fucking suck, dude. Like that is that because all the other Purges had a lot of advertising behind them.
It's a long movie. It's an hour and 52 minutes long.
That's not that long. Anything that's under 2 hours is not that long.
So I consider if it's a bad movie, it's not a second longer than 90 minutes. It's usually exactly 90 minutes.
Okay, so
isn't that wild? Most movies, or not most movies, but a lot of movies are exactly 90 minutes. Kind of weird.
Yeah, but like, yeah. So you're saying that you think that it has potential because it wasn't set at 90 minutes?
No, I'm saying it's going to be a long, bad movie. Okay. I'm saying this is longer than a bad movie should be. But it's got a good cast. It's got Marissa Tomei. It's got Steve Harris, who is... he was in The Practice, if you ever watched that show, and he was also the father of the kids in seasons 4 and 5 of Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
And
it has Daniel from Insecure.
Yes, yeah,
which is coming back, by the way. Wild,
really?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, like August.
Oh, awesome!
Like one of the earlier episodes that we had recorded, and I said, "Hey, when's Insecure coming back?" By the way, and you're like, "I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that." Immediately after we stopped recording, I checked my phone, and it was like, "Guess who's back?" And it was Issa.
Ah, that's very exciting. Similar,
one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I still haven't gotten past the confrontation outside of
that
the
is a Insecure is very much like a discussion television show. Like after you watch that, you talk about the shit that happened in Insecure that week for the entire week straight.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't really happen with stuff anymore. No one, because it used to be
because
it
happens
Seinfeld
on Twitter
last night.
No, it happens on Twitter.
Yeah, well, I would say like I discuss it like at work, and I discuss it with pals and stuff. Like people text about it.
What?
Insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't talk about TV shows in real life with anybody
But
anymore.
that used to be a thing. You would get to school and be like, "Oh, did you see Seinfeld last night? Did you see Friends last night?" And then if you didn't see it, you were a fucking loser.
Right.
Which
in Insecure, it brings up a lot of debates.
Oh yeah.
So I fucking love it, and it's one of the best shows on. But yeah, go on with The Purge.
Yeah, no, that's really all
Go
my
on
Purge
with your
thoughts.
bad
I'm
self.
sure that we're gonna have some more Purge thoughts once it comes out. We've got this request from actually multiple listeners. They wanted us to address big dick energy, and I didn't want to. And then I thought about it, and then I talked to some friends about big dick energy, and fine, let's talk about big dick energy, because I've got thoughts on it, and I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a kind of odd conversation. What are your thoughts on big dick energy?
I think my main takeaway is that I hate that it's been given a name.
I wish it weren't called big dick energy.
Yeah.
I would be so on board with this if it were not called big dick energy, because let me tell you something, folks. This is going to sound braggy. It's not, because I don't like this. I have big dick energy. Like, it's basically just people who are fine with what they are, even if they hate their fucking lives, they just know what they are. So Pete Davidson is considered the big dick energy thing.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He just kind of goes through life and is like,
just like,
hey,
hey,
I don't
that
care
guy-
about status.
You're right. Yeah, it's like being yourself.
Yeah. That's
Which, like-
it's letting your freak flag fly.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called. I don't like, because big dick energy makes it sound like, it makes it sound like this cool, exclusive thing, and I would hope that everyone fucking behaves that way.
Right.
And also, don't say big dick energy unless you're talking about fucking John Hamm, John Hamm's pre-workout.
I was gonna say, like, I hope that like some guy named Dick capitalizes on this and makes like an energy drink, and it's like Big Dick energy drink. But now it's got to be John Hamm's pre-workout.
Quite annoyed because everyone was saying, they were like, "Oh, talk about big dick energy," and I looked up what it was, and I texted some friends, and I was like,
does not need a name. It does not need that name.
We all have big dick energy,
this
right?
This podcast has big dick energy.
Yeah, right. This podcast is the fucking definition of big dick energy, and fine.
I think maybe the thing that I hate the most about it is that now there are going to be people trying to have big dick energy.
Yeah.
And like you can't try to have
you
big
can't
dick
jump
energy.
on that. Well, that's why I felt weird saying I have big dick energy. Because it's weird for me to say any sentence that involves I have and big dick. But
like people like impressionable young men are definitely going to be
they're going to try to like
conscientiously
dress like a big dick energy person.
They're conscientiously going to be trying to have big dick energy, and it's going to come off as obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I think if you try to have big dick energy, that's going to come off as small dick energy.
That's true. That's quite small dick energy. I get very annoyed when people say like, "Oh man, good for that guy to be with that girl," or whatever. It's like, you don't know their behavior and their personalities. Or like if someone's like, "Oh man, like this person's way too pretty for this other person." Everyone's fucking different, man. They have all sorts of skills and attributes and personalities and all these fucking
taste.
different things. So yeah. So I always get quite annoyed when someone's like, "Oh man, that person's too good for that person," or, "Oh, that person's benching out of their weight class." Well, that person is just being themselves, and the other person likes them. And if you want to call that big dick energy, cool. I wish you'd have a cooler name for it. When I hear big dick energy, I'm thinking of John Hamm's pre-workout. I said it smoother that time. I just wanted to make sure we got a clean take of that. Yeah,
I gotta pat myself on the back here too. I mean, I know you already mentioned that you have big dick energy, but I found out about big dick energy it was commented like multiple times in my mentions, and I was like, "Is this a thing?" And then I started seeing it coming up more, and I saw it come up with the Pete Davidson thing. But like, I was like, this must be a thing because multiple people have said, like, oh, this screams big dick energy. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
You know what's going to be really exciting, I'm realizing? Us frustratingly saying that we have big dick energy is totally going to ruin big dick energy.
Yes.
People are going to hear this. People like who are getting dressed, looking in the mirror, being like, all right, bro, you got this. You got big dick energy, bro. Come on. All right, you got to get out there, bro. Okay, you got to do this. All right, bro, big dick energy. They're going to hear this to fucking loser idiots who fucking accept that they are what they fucking are. They were like, oh, we have big dick energy. And then that fucking bro's going to hear that and be like, oh, fuck.
I don't want this shit.
Big dick energy sucks. And it's like, oh, well, cool, because we have it and you don't.
Oh, yes, I cannot wait to ruin
That's what
big
we should,
dick energy.
that's what, so this, I'm glad we got there. Let's ruin big dick energy.
Yes.
Just be, like, if you send a funny tweet, be like, sweet big dick energy on that tweet, man. Let's just do that. Just call everything big dick energy.
We need big dick energy gifts.
Yeah.
Like to respond to like everything with.
Yeah, we should have like I don't know why, but how about a gif of like me swinging a baseball bat and then it like lights up and it says like big dick energy.
Like a big ass rainbow.
Yeah,
yeah,
the rainbow comes off the bat.
Yeah. Like they have the tracer and golf coverage. And it's gonna be you swinging a bat, and it's just gonna be a fucking rainbow tracer.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna come across with big dick energy.
Big dick energy. We should. I've wanted for a while to do like a GIF shoot where we go out and make a bunch of things that we can turn into GIFs. That would be terrific.
Oh yeah.
Man, let's just totally hijack big dick energy. And the only reason I want to hijack it is because you gave it that stupid fucking name.
Yes.
Big dick energy. We
should make like the absolute worst piece of merchandise that has big dick energy on it.
Yeah, and we should suck in our dicks when we take the pictures.
Innies.
Yeah, just give ourselves total fucking innies. That's a thing. And then be like, Bill, big dick energy, bro. Just call it anything else. What should it be called? It should be called letting your freak flag fly.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
Yeah.
But it definitely, like, I don't think that it needs a name.
It's just...
like, it is literally just being yourself.
Because you can be... I mean, Pete Davidson and I would certainly qualify for this. You can for sure have your fucking issues with anxiety or depression or whatever and still have big dick energy. Like, I consider myself a depressed person, but I've never really considered myself an insecure person.
Right. It's like just putting it out there and being like, I don't give a fuck just if you think that I have my issues.
I have a good idea of what I am.
Wearing, like, all your shit on your sleeve and, like, who you are on your sleeve is basically what is big dick energy.
So... oh man, that's even better. Now we're turning big dick energy into a mental health thing.
Yes.
Just be like, as someone who struggles with depression, but also has big dick energy, I must say that self-care is very important. I love calling everything self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, life is self-care.
Not for me.
Well, I mean, like, you're alive.
Yeah,
so you've had some sort of self-care.
Yeah, so
to some extent, everybody is into self-care who is alive.
I was going to go to the gym the other day, and then I found out I had to be at work earlier than I thought. So I drove to Five Guys, which is next to my gym, and got Five Guys. But I had time to get Five Guys. I didn't have time to go to the gym. And then I went back to my apartment, ate Five Guys, went to work, I felt like I was like I turned it from eating Five Guys. I turned from how I normally look to like 20 pounds heavier than how I normally look. And I was just a fat idiot. And I was like, that was self-care. I needed that Five Guys. Five Guys, by the way, I got a fucking single patty burger there for the first time. They call it like
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, they call it like a little burger or something.
Okay. Junior.
It's still fucking huge.
Is it?
So I did that. I did a little burger and a regular fries. I didn't notice when they give you fries, they fill up the. I know they intentionally give you way too much fries.
Yeah.
But they fill up the cup of fries and they have like a tray that they fill up and then dump into the bag of fries.
I know that they put them in like upside down.
Five Guys.
It's the
is
weirdest
dope.
fucking fries delivery I've ever seen in my life. Like, they just put way too many in, and then they dump it in upside down. They're
Five
like,
Guys
eat the
is-
shit out of the bag. Like,
Yeah.
it's sort of like a disrespectful move. It's like, you'll fucking eat them how we give them to you.
Well, I made the mistake of, or I was kind of a rookie move when I was ordering. I said, "Can I have that to go?" And they were like, "Pfft." Like we give anybody anything other than just a fucking sweaty ass bag full of
we
shit
slam this fucking burger
with a sticker
into
on it that says "fuck you, you pig."
Five Guys literally is an operation that treats its fucking people like
Eat it.
animals.
Eat it,
Fucking
piggy
eat
boy.
That is 100% true. They fucking throw the fucking fries in and like turn it upside down. Like, eat out of the bag, you fucking filthy little pig.
They don't have chairs. It's just a fucking trough. They just.
They put fucking peanuts everywhere. They're just like, bitch,
Yeah.
you can't wait to eat, you little fat fuck.
That actually does blow my mind. Anybody who eats the peanuts at Five Guys, like, you know you're about to eat everything. Like, I am for sure. I Alzheimer's eat like crazy. It's always coming. I'm always putting the stuff in my mouth. I cannot believe that somebody, knowing they have that shit coming in like 2 minutes, could be like, what's a fattening thing that's right near me I could have? Oh, peanuts, good, yes.
I
thank
like
you.
that they put the burger in a goddamn tinfoil wrap, and then they just fucking slam the tinfoil down on the burger, and then throw it in on top of a mound of fries that they intentionally dumped upside down into the bag.
Yeah, how many times do you think they just give you a milkshake? They give people a milkshake they didn't even order with like their. So if you order a burger and a fries that's bigger than regular, they give you a milkshake with it for free. And then when you're like, I didn't order this milkshake, they're like, yeah, but you fucking wanted it.
You
didn't
earned
you?
it.
Yeah, no, I bet you wanted this too. You fucking
You just
yeah.
had no balls to ask.
Yeah.
I've never ordered a milkshake at Five Guys, but I would just like assume, given the way that they package everything else, that they just don't put a lid on it.
Yeah.
And slam it down on
Yeah,
the fucking
it's
counter,
spilling over.
like ricochet.
Well, they have
fucking
they fill up the cup with the milkshake, and they have a tray they fill up with extra milkshake. They just dump it on top, put it in a bag. Take the fucking chocolate bag, fatty.
This episode is brought to you by Five Guys.
No, this makes me. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Five Guys again. This
No,
weekend.
I know. It's just that it's brought to you by Five Guys. Eat it, you animal, and
know
go
what?
to sleep.
Five Guys, touch the grease. I was when I had Five Guys the other day, I felt kind of okay about getting it because A, I was kind of hungover, and B, I hadn't eaten anything all day. And as I was walking to my car to drive to Five Guys, I realized I had eaten something. It had just been a while because I woke up at 9 a.m. hungover and had a glass of Coca-Cola and
Who are you becoming?
and half of like a huge chicken parm sandwich I had gotten the night before. But it happened so early that it just
Doesn't count.
It just didn't. Because once 10 o'clock comes, there's no fucking way that I've already eaten a sandwich and had a fucking soda. So I just kind of forgot about it over the course of the day, and I was like, yeah, I can get Five Guys. And I was like, ugh. All I've done today is
Eat like a fat little piggy.
eat like a fat little piggy. Man, it's so good.